a pilot seat and a gun to be able to do that. So, what we were going to be doing was trying this concept again, and it was building a 31 by 31 cube to area to start with. So, one. So that's 15, so got 5, 5, 5, and we're doing that again here. And the reason for this is because otherwise it will make it hard for me to get the right size. So I've got to add 30 on here. To 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, 28, 29, 30. So that should bring it out. Oh, I could have just used mirror mode to do this, I know. It's about those fancy things you remember after the fact. And all of these will get deleted when we're ready to take the bot out. But this just gives us our bounding box within the base, which that would be something that I would really like for them to add in. Is I mean, this kind of acts as like a size guide, but it's, I think it's one block too big. So yeah, it would be nice if you could actually have an artificial bounding box to limit the size of what you can put in here. But anyway, so this is where we're going to be building the new Megabot design. So the first thing we've got to do is build the mounting support for the pilot seat. So let's put that in here. And then this central block on my designs always goes down a little bit. And these are going to be the TX blocks, so I'm always going to have let's buy some more actually, or will I use prisms? I'll use prisms here. So I'm always going to have stuff mounted using TXs. And I'm just going to stick a TX on the back there, and then build all the way to the back. And all the way to the front. And just so that we don't accidentally lose this block, I'm connecting that on there. That connection will go when we're actually ready to complete the build as such. And then I'm going to use inners for, or will I just use, yeah, I'll just use the standard ones because the weight doesn't matter on the bottom section. So again, this is pretty much the standard format I use for the base design, and you can do some fancy stuff here around the pilot seat to actually connect those blocks on, because I don't want these all connected to each other. So I definitely don't want these ones connected directly to the middle mounting block and all that kind of funky jazz. So these will actually be brought out. And if I put prisms in here, so now this line connects entirely to the pilot seat, this line connects around. And then this will connect to another set of blocks which goes on this tier here. So we will get like so, and connect this one all the way to the front as well. And what happens here is fairly simple. We just have design similar to that. So each of these rungs is now connected to the pilot seat, and it's obviously this one is connecting more to the back. We've got the one underneath the pilot seat directly points down, and we've got these ones on the side which actually connect to this tier of blocks here. And then in various places there are going to be connection points here, but first thing we need to do is actually get some wheels on this thing. And we're going to use all steering wheels if possible. And now something we need to keep an eye out for is where we actually want to have the wheels connected on. I'm going to try and have them forward a little bit on there. And I don't want them exposed on the front, so that means that we may have to move this armor back just a little bit, or these wheels back just a little bit to facilitate that. Because I want as much armor on the front as possible. Yeah, these wheels can go back one more. There we go. And the same with these ones. There we go, so that leaves us with 4 blocks of armor that we can put on the front now. And it's raised the design of the floor by 1 block just by putting those wheels on. And these wheels are in the wrong place. They're not actually connected on correctly. There we go, that's a lot better. Okay. Now then, so these aren't really going to be of much utility because you can't actually do anything with these in terms of steering because the pilot seat is right in the middle. So the game will, I think they'll try and turn forward for the forward turning, but the game's a little bit freaky about that. Anyway, that aside, lots of lots of let's put so connect some connection points here. So the first point is we want these ones connected on the outer section here. What I'd like to do is, if possible, have this one not connect to this rung but underneath to the middle. So we're going to see what we can do here. Let's connect a block like that, and then we're going to remove it after this is done. Come on, let's get out of there. And then there's going to be a block that actually connects on top here. Interesting. I wonder if they can actually... Yeah, you can connect back through the arches there. That's good to know. And then using prisms, or tetras rather, we're going to push down. And then it's just a matter of using prisms in these sections, which won't actually connect up to the top. So let's put a placeholder so we can actually place those prisms, and those connect down, and you'll see exactly, hopefully, what happens there. So now we've got independent connection points, where if these get completely damaged, then you'll have damage being transmitted through a few different foci. I'm also going to swap a few of these out for TX cubes, and we will be trying to do a similar type design, except these ones, the outer ones, are probably what are going to be connected round to the center there. Go on. There we go. And on the front we'll do the same inverted prism type setup. So we've got tetras, tetras, and then we get tetras here. Get a prism in the wrong space. And then we can connect that downwards and this one downwards as well. Then we take that one out and we're good. So we've now got these connecting to all three of those different tiers. I mean, if we really wanted to get into it, we could use like this central block purely for mounting weapons on or something like that, but I'm not going to get quite that fussy. Anyway, so this is the overall tray, and we do need to put some reinforcement struts through here. So we're going to have the first set of struts here, and another set here. Might thicken those up just a little bit. Although if you wanted to be picky, we could also triforce them. But I'm not too fussy about that because it'll actually take a really long time to go through and fully triforce this entire design. But what I am going to do, we've got 1023 of them. I am going to make sure that this entire section here, or as much as possible, is actually reinforced. Which if I do that, I can switch that one around. I mean, potentially, what am I doing? Because the important part is we don't want a connection to the top. Yeah, there's not really a way we can have those on if we want a connection on either side, just not the top. Yeah. So that acts as a breakpoint essentially. Yeah, I don't want the back ones connected like that, and the front ones are probably going to be a similar thing. So that's an argument for keeping it like that. Okay, so that's more triforcing there. Yeah, so that's the core section, and now what we need to work on weapon placement. This is the trickiest part of doing any of these builds, is making sure you can actually get all of your guns onto them. And you can see I've got 16 Mega TX that I can use here, and the first one is probably going to go straight on the front in an up-down fashion. But we need to get that on there without pushing the robot up in the bay, because it will do that in mine. And you'll see exactly what's happened there, it's pushed it up in the bay. And if that happens, then it cuts off anything that's on the top, especially if your bay's too small. So let's just drop that back down. There we go. I could potentially have that a little bit closer to the edge. I think that's about as low down as I can get. Maybe one more. Let's try one more. Can I go any more than that? No, it pushes it back up, so one more. And then let's drop that back down again. That essentially gives us our lower bound, so that's as low down as that gun can be mounted. If I wanted to get... I mean, I don't think we can actually fit ones side by side, so if I could fit one here and one over here, I don't think there's actually enough space in the bay to be able to do that. We can verify though. Although there might just be enough. Problem with that is, yeah, I can't fit them. They have to be facing each other like that. Which, that might be an option here. The downside is that it has to be higher up off the ground. Okay, we can use that as a prototyping board. So what is the minimum height that we need? We look at the ring that's coming up. So it's that block, so let's cut off the ones on top. And then we're just going to build a spar out on either side here. Pull those guns off and have them face in like that. And we'll essentially try and do similar stuff with the other guns that mount. So we're going to have some guns here. We might be able to fix a centrally mounted gun just behind these two here. So how far back would we actually need to pull this? It would need to come about there. So let's build a beam across. There we go. And then the guns that go behind that. Let's continue building backwards. And let's get this up to how many blocks? So we've got 3, so I need to put another 28 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that gives us up 31, so that's our maximum height for the bay as well. So let's pull this back. And probably need to make sure we got the mounting point is here. So if I actually just build these blocks out here. And we can try going up from here to work out if we can get some more guns in play. So we might be able to bring this forward by a block, so let's bring a few blocks forward. Nope. Nope. So that's pretty much as close as we can get to these guns here. But that doesn't mean that we can't potentially put guns on the side as well. We can definitely fit some guns down here, so we need to... I mean, given that we've fit those in, we might be able to fit some weapons like that. Maybe a bit further. How far out can we go? That's the maximum pretty much. So we can't fit any there. Let's try pulling these back. Where are we intersecting? I think at this point, okay, so we're intersecting with those guns up the top. So what's happening is we're actually getting collision with the box on the bottom here. So let's pull these blocks off. Question is, why can't they go otherwise? What's happening here? There's collision somewhere and I can't see it. Just collect this on at the front. Oops, we just pushed the entire design up a little bit. Let's take that one off and push it back down to the floor. Alright, so that's got some more guns on the sides here, which we can optimize the spar placement for these as well. And now we're getting into collision issues with those guns. Yeah, this is going to be the challenge, is making sure that we can actually get all the mounting points for all of the various weapons that are going on this design. So we're now up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guns. But we should be able to fit some more on here. I'm not happy with this as being the absolute number we can have. I'm wondering if we can actually pull these ones out to the side and have some mounted in the middle or something. That'd be 7, now we've got 8, 9. If I pull these out a little bit, I might be able to widen this. Nope, that really is as close as I can get unless I push them back further. Can I move them down a little bit without colliding with other stuff? Okay, this will work. So the fire arc is not really blocked, and then this is going to give us options to have more guns on top. So where are the arcs interfering on these ones? This is where we'd probably need to pull these ones forward. Or can they be mounted like that? No, it's not going to quite work. How far forward can we go before we get collision problems with these ones? I think we've actually got a fair range on these. So I can potentially bring these ones actually down. Okay, we can bring these down further. So they don't work on this rung, so that's too low. But we can have guns forward like this. And then, yeah, getting the connection points might be tricky, but we've also still got the option of having more guns on here. So we're intersecting with those ones. Can I even put a block underneath that point there to connect it on? Not without collision, but can I put a prism on there? Nope. So we'd need to try and move these ones forward by a block. And of course we're going to have the same questions with these. Can we put blocks underneath those? We're good, so we can do it on those ones. Now we can move these forward by one. Nope, not on that one, but we can on that. So these bring forward yet once more. Still not quite. Can I fit any kind of block on here? Alright, so I can fit a prism there. A tetra rather. Would that be acceptable, or do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to bring these forward just one more block and see if we can still put these in place. Yeah, that works. And we've still got a little bit of height to work with here. So if all else fails, I can always move this up one. Actually, we want the fire arcs, so we're going to want to pull those up, which gets rid of a lot of the issues we were going to have here anyway. So how far forward can we even bring this now? Okay. I mean, we could maybe drop it down one. No, it's too far. That's not, that works. So yeah, this should still all fit within a mini bay or a standard size bay. So right, let's start on getting these all connected across. That is a potential issue in that that is right on the back end, so alright, we might be able to put a bar across here. I think given the 31 blocks, I think that's viable. Okay. We're building pillars down. Alright, so how many guns are we ending up with here? We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guns on a standard size. You know, this can fit in a normal, or should be able to fit in a normal bay. It's just going to be extremely cramped in there. And if, I mean, would it be possible to fit another one on the back here? No, I'm just getting greedy. I mean, if we what? Nope, that's not going to work. Yeah, no, that's just getting ridiculous on that front. Okay, yeah, so back to what we were doing, which was going to be building a ring around this entire whole design now. We want to make sure that all of the vital components that are actually connected into these guns are actually as far recessed as possible. So that means taking this strut out, and this will actually be built back into the design. And you'd be tempting to have it to connect to all of these blocks at once. Where does that actually connect on? Okay, that doesn't connect onto anything. We need to put that as a prism here, so pulling that block out for a second. I need something that I can actually connect prism to there, go in here, remove that block, and that should now be a tetra that goes back in there. And that just means that there's no potential cross connections. And just going to put a standard block in there. And then on these ones here, we're going to do more or less the same kind of thing. Except we still don't want cross connections, so that means these blocks here are going to be changed into prisms, I believe. So let's put that in and put a tetra to anchor that to this bar. And then from this one, yeah, we'll just end up putting a massive armor in here to actually defend this entire turreting design. And this I'm going to actually bring in and across. And part of this is so that if these wheels get taken off, it's not going to immediately use gun mounts or something along those lines anyway. Whereas if these wheels get taken off, I pretty much deserve it. So we're more or less going to build a shell of armor that goes around this entire section here to just take hits. And XRHSTOS 3000, welcome to the stream. Right, so we're going to do the same thing with these ones here. Set, we'll just take some blocks and pull this in through here. Oops, didn't mean that block to go in there. Am I out of these? Nope. How did that even happen and not come in on this side? Weird. Okay. And yeah, this is a weird way to build these kind of robots. I'm actually going to take those ones out. I don't like that weird routing there. And we'll make that into connections like so. And can I change these? And more or less the same principles. So these should really all be mounted onto, as far as possible, a frame that doesn't connect to any of the other actual armor. So I'd want to try and bring these in down around here somewhere. Which we need to make sure these are actually the appropriate block type. And the same for all of these other mounts that we have access to at the moment. I do need to buy some more TX cubes. You don't need to use TX cubes initially, and I just wasted a load of money on these. But it's an upgrade you can do down the line. There we go, so those ones have tougher hard points. That one, and that I need another 2 or 1 of these TXs. There we go, and the reason for these is Gunbrella effect, because excess damage gets transferred. Like, I think it's about 50% of the damage gets transferred into the block below from plasma weapons or rails or something like that. But yeah, just do a little bit of research on Gunbrella on the forums and it should reveal most of the reasoning behind that, or the Robocraft wiki. Essentially it was a way of making some things not so overpowered. Now, so we've got those are going through, that routes through, that routes onto these, which is kind of vulnerable, but whatever. We need to route these through into the center of the robot. And now we've got this spar that's in the way. I'm not certain we actually need it. This was just in there for positioning purposes. So we can actually pull this off. But we're not going to be able to get through that segment here. So let's... I think that's the minimum point at which we can move down. Or can we go forward a little bit? No, we can go forward a little bit, but if we want to reinforce the spar, then we'll need to make sure we can fit prisms on here as well. So I'm just going to put these reinforcements on here while I'm at it. Because that's more or less a permanent feature. so it's going to be the same kind of thing there, which this one will probably bring it in at this point, because we can. And we don't have to worry about any guns behind getting intersected. And we're underneath the section there, so we can then bring this in more towards the center of the robot. And I'm going to anchor it down here. Or I can just anchor it to this spar across here for now. That'd do. And then we can anchor that down here, because we don't want it connected to the back, really. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. And Christos, and to you, 9 mega SMGs, that's only for plasma smoker, not SMG, right? I've got more than 9 mega SMGs on here. I've got 11. As for the actual Gumbrella effect, yes. That only applies to plasma and snipers, but they're what really destroy Megabots, so you need anything you can do to actually defend against those. Alright, I'm going to have to work out how to get these connection points through, because I'm not going to be able to build up through that. So I'm going to need something that connects in around here. So let's start building out a spar or something. Not high enough, it needs to go up a little bit higher. And then that can route across. Yep, keeps having to bring that out. Actually, I'm going to use blocks from here. Nope, don't like that. So, is that going to enable us to connect up here? After a fashion. Yeah, I really don't like having just the one connection point for these, but for this one there may not be a huge amount of choice. Yeah, there's somewhat of a space limitation here. Actually, what I'm going to do is bring this down. That way I can connect blocks down here. Change that into a prism. And I can make this into a wider shelf type affair that has a little bit more resilience. Yeah, that's what I need to do. And it's going to have to be at least 3 wide to actually take all of everything that needs to go on it. So square blocks, square blocks. No, out of them cubes, so I have to switch to them. And yeah. Sorry, I'm going a little bit quiet because I'm just concentrating on trying to actually get this build kind of semi-done. Yeah, this sort of works. So this one will connect on over to the front block. This one will probably push over forward. Like so. And then we need to get the other connection point, which is going to connect on... yeah, these are too far back now. Actually, let's make these... I know, I'm just doing prettification instead of actually focusing on building. These need to come in 1 and problem we've got is this whole spar affair is blocking that. So oh, I've got an idea. I mean, we don't really want these pillars here if we can avoid it. But I think it's just the most efficient way to have them on. Alright, yeah, let's replace these here. Yeah. Lots of redesign all the damn time. Right, so this one... Yeah. Oops, wrong. And now we can pull these blocks off. Because we're not worried about really blocking anything from that side so much. And then there can be a third layer on the back potentially. Can't fix any blocks here, but I think I can... Okay, I can put some prisms on here just for placement. Ha. There we go. And now it's just a matter of pulling these back. This one, what was I doing? Like so. Yeah, you still have to buy with the. Don't I have the special skins for the mega guns? Yeah, you still have to buy any additional ones though. So I've got my 6 on my main Megabot, which this is my usual RP farming one. But this is just another design that I'm working on as a mini-mega. Although, as you can see, it's actually quite a complex build. Just in terms of getting the various components in place. But down the line, I'm hoping that it will be a pretty effective design. So yeah, these are triforce, so that if any of these blocks get damaged, then it doesn't take out the entire pillar. Although obviously a plasma here in this will probably just wipe out the entire pillar anyway. Yeah, so I feel like I should be able to cut down a few blocks here or something. Like that. There we go, less vulnerability on the side, but now, again, I feel like in an ideal world I'd be able to do something with that as well, but okay. You can spend forever messing around with various features trying to rejig those pillars, but I don't have forever. Next item is going to be making sure that we got this spar in, and there's nothing behind that we have to worry about interfering with, so we can literally just pull these blocks across. Of course, we've got this spar that's in the way now, which I'm not sure what the purpose of this was. Oh, it's to hold these guns on. Yeah, let's not have that connected on there. That's just dumb. And why did I have... Oh yeah, that's because you've got the blade there. This one's connecting through to a different mounting point. Alright, we can pull this down with standard blocks, I think. Why not? Make this into a standard cube, and I'm going to connect that directly to the pilot seat. Suicidal or not, whatever. Yep, we're going to have that as kind of like a shield that goes above there. We are going to have some armouring that comes down the back. But we're certainly we're getting closer to what we need to be. I believe we've got all of these have some form of connection point. There's no real redundancy on this one, so we need to finalize by getting rid of this bridge and spar. Make sure that we're not interfering with, yeah, we're not going to interfere with any gun arcs of these ones. But we also don't want to make it an obvious target, so... Well, yeah, let's just bring... I can't because, okay, we're getting intersected here. I don't want to do that. Yeah, we'll just stick a block in there for now. And we should be able to take these blue blocks out. And now work on getting the actual armor on. Now, do I have any electroplates I can actually use, or are we all maxed out? I don't have any that I can use, and I don't have any that I can buy, so we are limited strictly to putting armor on this beast. So, of course, first things first, let's start where we need to go on. We're going to pour in blocks, and the same with these ones. And this is going to be the connection point for the frontal armor set. I'm going to change those to prisms like that, and the same here. So the first tier of armor is going to be all sparred off of this section. So let's build. We'll start with building a ring across here. Don't need to go all the way out, I just need to have this brought up far enough. No, we need to pull this across a little bit further. Go, and can I... How many blocks do I have left? I mean, it'd be very tempting to leave it like this. Yep. But this will definitely not suffice in the finished build. So we're going to have to do something. Am I even going to be able to put blocks here? Nope. Okay then. So I'm going to need to pull something in from there to actually can... Ooh, I might be able to get a spar across just underneath the wheel height. The issue there is that we might trip up on it, but we'll find out. It's also a little bit far out for where we need it to be. Right, maybe I was right first time round. There we go. 21 blocks left. There's no reason I'm doing this particular pattern, it's just pretty. And DAC 600, welcome to the stream. And now let's swap that center. I don't have another. Ah, I've got some green blocks. I've got a green block I can put in the center there, that'll work. And for those that don't know, green blocks were a special promotion block from the Halloween event. So they may be back next year, along with bat wings and stuff like that. So just make it easier to place these down blocks. Oops. And still connecting these across. Yeah, I'm going to have to buy some more standard cubes. Yeah, so many blocks needed for this. It is pretty insane. I've got 91 of them left. Okay. Mirror mode makes this a lot easier though. Oh, it's going to be pretty. Might not win great design awards, but it should be relatively good looking. I'm gonna, how many of these do I have? I've got loads. I'm gonna smooth that bottom edge. And I would need to go up another tier here. Okay. And then, yeah, prisms across the top. Do I want to do the same thing all the way around the outside? Bearing in mind I've also got to... Yeah, okay, yeah, let's... No. I'm not going to do the same thing all the way around it. I'm just going to put some of these blocks around here, because I can't really have those connected on anyway. And that interferes with those blocks. Can I put a prism in, a tetra rather? Yep, a tetra goes in. So I guess that answers that question. Yeah, so building out the armor on the front still. Now the main issue is that's connected through on this segment here, but if we get a hit directly to that center, then it's gonna all get blown off. So we need to put some additional reinforcements across to actually connect that across. So we're gonna pull in from the sides as well. And again, that's going to connect through to these blocks. So let's put some... we're going to have an issue here in that we don't want to have that connected to the top. Let's put this in temporarily. There we go. And then we can put the inners in. So now that connects across, and we're going to more or less repeat this same step with other connection points across here. So we've got another one that's going in here. Yeah. Okay, so I can connect that one back further. There we go. So even if they do start burrowing into this, we're going to have these layers of armor that also help protect. So I'm going to need to change this front block into... Yeah, I'm going to have to change that into a tetra. This will change it into an inner. Yep, and then connects like that. And then from here we have another layer of armor that goes behind. Okay, I'm going to bring these back in one further. There we go. That way we've got a spacing between the two walls. And now we get to finally start on this one. Which, first things first, let's make sure they're connected across. We're going to use some yellow blocks in here so we can actually see what the hell we're doing. How many blocks do I have? 10. Okay. I don't have any of those left, but I do have some inners. Okay. And the important part is actually getting up around this section to try and reinforce it. So, right, let's put the one block in the middle here. And then we'll put a prism up like so. Put some inners here. We can probably afford to actually have this connected across, so let's put an inner here. Actually, we just put that prism like so. That way we've got some connection points where damage gets distributed between two different layers. Thinking about it more logically, that would be a bright idea. Nope. Ah. Cramped maneuvering space. Alright, so we can put that block in. And then we're switching to the greens, which we're low on as well. And probably going to, yeah, just put a prism in mounted like that, so we're actually connecting across along the top there. Not concerned about, I mean, maybe I should do something on the bottom as well. Yeah, let's do one like that. And of course what we were actually doing here was trying to build a, like a turret type affair around this. And yeah, so this can be I have no idea if this is even going to be particularly strong. But let's bring this down onto here anyway. Because we more or less can't fit in another layer of armor. I would like to, but there just isn't space at the moment. So we've only got the two primary shields on there, two front shields. This one we can top it off though with prisms, so let's go ahead and do that. And do I have any other blocks that I can build across with? No, but I do have a lot more prisms to play with, so that's where things get fun. Things. At the moment there's not really any kind of shielding over the seat here. Alright, let's try and take care of that instead. Alright, so we can't put a block in there. However, we can put one in like that. And now can I put... Yep. Okay, so that's a first layer of protection over the pilot seat. Second layer is literally just going to be a set of prisms that actually run like so. Again, this is about protection from plasma type weapons as well. And then we'll bring another shield up over here as well. Which, do I have anything already connecting onto that block? Yep, that's partly... Alright. To make sure this doesn't connect onto that set of blocks. But it can connect onto these, so we're not fussy there. Ah. There we go. What am I doing now? I need still to build out this section, so can't have anything connecting onto that. So that's going to have to be prism, which we don't want that transmitting down. Yeah, we're going to alternate these then. And yeah, I'm going to change those more like this. Looks better. And then we can put another layer of that on here. Probably. Okay, so that's some armouring that's going on in the middle there. Yeah, it's still kind of fragile in this section, so let's build a band over here. Yeah, there's no real science behind this particular section. Trying to make sure there's enough reinforcement that the design can survive at least a little while. Why can I not do that? It's because I'm using the wrong kind of block. There we go. And I'm not going to be able to do that there, so yeah, it's just a double layer of these. Alright, so these haven't been reinforced yet either. One place. I need to spar in from here. You watch the entire robot evaporate on first contact. That'd be ridiculous. Yeah, can't have that connected like that. This one. Completely forgot about this one. No. Well, all's not lost. I can still... do it like so. What am I doing? Yeah, I can't really explain what I'm doing here. God, that's ugly as hell. So a little bit better. I can improve one more though. There we go. I'm out. Yep, I am. I've got green ones left though, so all is not lost. Let's reinforce it on this side. Like so. This one as well. What am I doing? Yeah, these ones never really got fully reinforced, did they? No. Or even partially reinforced. What do I have left? I've got some Tetris, that'll do. Okay, so what else? Can't really build out further on those ones because again we're at the edge of the build process. We do need to have something, some kind of shielding that goes across here though. But I am pretty much out of the appropriate blocks. I'm just going to build back across using purple because it's what I have. How many more do I have? 3, okay. In which case we're going to put some stuff like this in. Where am I? And I've got inners here as well, so we can use inners to frame the front section. That was built specifically so that we wouldn't have that problem. Right, so we've got these, okay. Alright, so how many blocks are we actually at with this design? If we get rid of all of this blue stuff. I know I've spent ages building this as well. Yeah, there seem to be, yeah, I can see a good number of weak points where we just need to fill in some of the plating and stuff. But we are at 2,537 blocks. Well, let's go and give it a test run. That's the only way to test.